Guests, and today my guest is the infamous Tariq Ali from Wolverhampton, a local celebrity. Well, I wouldn't say that, but a friend of mine and somebody that I've actually spent a lot of time with over the last few years, especially on a cricket field. Tariq, what you been doing? And introduce yourself.
Assalamu alaikum, Ramadan Mubarak to everybody.
Yeah.
Not bad, thank you. Been busy, mate. Obviously Ramadan, I've got cricket season just ahead of us. Been busy with a couple of MCC camps, under 13s and under 15s. Got a couple of youth clubs on the go. Chance to Shine projects. Quite heavily involved in my local mosque with the youth as well. So busy times, mate.
Yeah, I'm also aware that I think you're shooting off in about 45 minutes, aren't you?
Yes, unfortunately I've got league commitments. I've got to be inspection on a ground. Part of the work I do for the league, unfortunately, so I've got to be gone by 15:15.
Tariq, you're trying to get out of this, aren't you? You are trying to get out of this.
You're welcome.
It's raining,
welcome
mate.
To have me back.
It's raining.
Inspection still needs to be done, mate.
Okay. What? Just out of curiosity, tell us what you do. I mean, we know what you do as your employment full time, but in your spare time, you're doing these inspections. Who's that for then?
So basically, I've got many roles. To be fair, I won't say man of many talents, but definitely many caps. So I do a bit of work for Staffordshire League. Do a bit of work for the Way. Run a couple of youth clubs there. We run a Chance to Shine program through Staffs Cricket. I was involved in my local mosque. At the moment, I'm doing a couple of training camps for the MCC and under 13s and under 15s. This is all in my downtime away from my normal work.
Excellent. And is this, what people don't realise is that, I've obviously been in a similar position to yourself. I still help out, probably not as much as yourself, but you've got your 40-hour a week job, and
yep.
How many hours are you putting into this kind of, cricket or whatever you call it outside your work? How many hours a week do you reckon you'd be doing there?
I mean, obviously, when the season's on, it's probably about 30, 40 hours a week, including playing time. But obviously, out of season, I'm probably talking about 24, 25 hours a month. So,
yeah, and then there's also the planning as well, isn't there?
Oh, yeah. Obviously, planning's important. For these to be successful, you've got to be organised and you've got to be planned. You've got to be in a position where people want to come back again because they feel they've got something out of it. So that's why I've been going for so long and been involved with these projects for so long. Because people keep coming back for more.
Yeah, and you do a wonderful job. I mean, do you want to mention any people who've supported you, or are you just going to keep that quiet?
Obviously, there's a lot of people that do support me, but without their permission, I'm not going to start reading off names, especially on a radio show. But yeah, and there is quite a few people that do help.
Excellent, Tariq. The great news is that the season's starting in 2 weeks' time, isn't it?
Inshallah, 2 weeks' time.
Yeah, inshallah. Looking forward to it?
It's been a tough 6 months for me, to be fair. I had a bit of a shoulder injury, so I've not been playing much. But I'm back in the nets now, just training a bit harder than I have been, just to see if I can get up and going and squeeze another year or two out. I've been trying to retire since I was 40.
Yeah, that's not going to happen. Yeah.
Well, all good things come to an end.
Yeah. Can you just let us know which cricket club you play for?
I'm still at Wolverhampton Cricket Club.
Yeah.
Planning to play over 50s county cricket. Inshallah this year again. So yeah.
Who will you be playing for at Wolverhampton Cricket Club this year?
So I'll look after the third team. Obviously, it sounds like a third team down the pecking order, but we're probably as good as anybody else's first team as a third team because we're quite a big club.
Yeah.
We run 6 senior sides now, 13, 14 age group sides, a couple of disability sides, and 6 or 7 fringe sides where kids can't get a game, but we arrange friendlies.
Excellent. And you're probably aware, myself, Ford Ashes Cricket Club, not as a bigger club as Wolverhampton, but
well, they're all big clubs.
They do well. I mean, I play in the seconds there, right? And we'll be playing against you this year.
You'll be in my division this year, yes.
Yeah,
looking forward to it.
Yeah, same here. I'm looking forward to it. that's all exciting.
Yeah.
And looking forward. I've had a bit of a shoulder injury as well. But Tariq, first, thanks for coming on the show today. I mean, we've had a bit of a discussion about this, but over the last, I would say, last 6 to 12 months, there's been something that's been in the news, with regards to sport, and it's been the situation around Azim Rafiq and Yorkshire County Cricket Club, and it's something that I've spoken to a lot of people about, and I just wanted to get your kind of opinions. But I think you've done a bit of research as well, haven't you, on Azim Rafiq?
Yes, I wouldn't say research. It's just obviously anything that's out there is common knowledge. I just like to put out there, these are my own opinions.
Yeah.
They're not anybody's of any league or any club I'm representing. These are my own opinions that I will share with you.
So basically, what is before you do that, let me just give a bit of a background to what we're talking about for viewers who probably haven't heard of Azim Rafiq. Azim Rafiq was a professional cricket player who played for Yorkshire County Cricket Club. He represented the county over a number of years, and then maybe a couple of years ago, he started to. He was having a lot of personal issues, especially with mental health, and what it came out to was that what came out of all that was that because of all the issues and the racism and the bullying and the battering that he'd got at I'm talking about verbal battering at Yorkshire County Cricket Club. Actually, eventually got him to speak out about it, and then there was the government got involved, and there was quite a few forums that took place, and it due to these findings, there was a few people who probably were forced to leave Yorkshire County Cricket Club, and rightly so because of what had happened with Azim. But Tariq, over to yourself. You've got some insights into well, not insights. I think that's probably a bit unfair, but you've done some research because Azim's cried out that there's a lot of racism and he hasn't been given a fair opportunity at Yorkshire County Cricket Club. But what are your thoughts on that?
Let's just get something right from the beginning first. Being a cricketer and being Muslim, it's two separate things. He's been involved in being a cricketer, and also people have criticised him for the things he's been doing as a Muslim. So let's separate the two parts. We're talking about Azim Rafiq, the cricketer. Believe it or not, Azim Rafiq was born in Pakistan, came to England back in 2001, and he actually played for the under-15s England team as well as the under-17s England team. He's also represented England under-19s in a World Cup where he was captain. And I'd like to point out that while he was there, he did get dropped and he was banned for a month. I mean, this is all public knowledge. And also, while he's been at Yorkshire, he was the T20 captain because the first team captain was injured, and he managed to captain 7 games, which he won 6 out of in 2020. So to say he hasn't been given a fair chance, I think he started on the right path, and he was probably given more than a fair chance because, anybody would snap your arm and leg off to get anywhere near any of them chances or the things we've talked about. But somewhere along the line, things haven't worked out. I'm not going to lie to you. It's a lonely place when you haven't got a sport at a cricket club. I'll share some of my own experiences going through cricket as a youngster. If you didn't really fit in, it was really very hard. You had to be the right colour, had to go to the right school, had to have the right sort of money, and then you could walk in any cricket club and use some of your talents. But I think we've moved on from that. For every bad experience I have, I've probably had hundreds of thousands of good experiences in the 35 years I have been involved in cricket. So it's not about having a bad experience and walking away from it. You've got to try and get it resolved. I think where Yorkshire did go wrong, and the England Cricket Board probably should have investigated a little bit sooner and taken it a lot sooner. Most people have probably read in the paper in the last few days that Headingley have been given test status back, so they are going to have a test match this year, and they're also going to have a one-day fixture back, which was obviously part of the sanctions last year was that they weren't going to have any more cricket played at Headingley. So the group people that have come in, yes, there's been a lot of exits, a lot of people have gone, some rightly, some wrongly, but they have managed to turn that around. And it just proves if they would have tried to turn it around earlier, they could have got to the source very quickly and nipped it at the bud, but they just let it go on for a bit.
You're probably right, Tariq. I mean, you're right. I think maybe if they had looked at things a bit earlier, they could have, the relationship could have improved. But the thing is Azim Rafiq also, in some of his interviews, mentioned that he had to fit in, and that he had to drink alcohol to fit in. Now, you and I have been playing the game for over 30 years in this country, and I've never seen you drink alcohol, and I've never touched alcohol, and you can vouch for that as well. So
Yeah.
you don't have
Uh,
to, do you, to
I
fit in?
mean, fitting in, it is important that you do fit in, especially when you're playing first class cricket and you're trying to make a career. It's putting food on the table for you. But like I said earlier, separate the cricketer from him being a Muslim. I think probably just an excuse that he said he had to drink. He didn't have to drink, to be fair. I mean, I played league cricket, been playing league cricket for 30 plus years,
Yeah.
and I will stop for a drink with the opposition captain every time. And they know I won't buy alcohol, and they know I'll only have a soft drink, but we still share that 10, 15 minutes after the game.
So, earlier on when you said, "Oh, cricket and being a Muslim and being a cricket," what were you more specifically trying to say?
See, him being a cricketer should not have gone through what he went through.
Yeah.
Being racially abused, that's wrong. You know, especially when you're trying to make a career. How he went about that, how he dealt with that, who he had informing him, his friends around him that could have helped, people at the club that he had made friends with that he could have gone to try and get that sport. That's one thing. Being a Muslim, obviously, we've heard stories come out since all this came out that he's been sending texts. He's been a drinker, he's been done that. Right, that's him. He's got to answer for that as a Muslim himself. That's not for us to make that decision.
Absolutely.
All we can do is talk about his cricket and what should have happened. Him as a Muslim will have to answer for his own.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, when you look at the situation and the fact that I think somebody calling here. Looks like somebody was calling there.
Yeah, let's take a call.
I'm trying to. Hello.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Hello. Hello.
Assalamu alaikum.
वालेकुम सलाम.
हजरत क्या हाल है, खैरियत से हैं?
ठीक ठाक. कौन बोल रहा है?
मोहतरम मैं हाफिज उसामा हुसैन अर्ज कर रहा हूँ पाकिस्तान हैदराबाद से.
जी बिस्मिल्लाह.
और आप खैरियत से हैं? सेहत अच्छी है आपकी?
ठीक ठाक अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह.
अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह.
uh,
पहले तो आपको
आई
रमजान मुबारक.
बस थैंक यू. आपको भी रमजान मुबारक. Have you been listening to our talk?
उर्दू आती है मोहतरम मुझे.
जी जी.
क्या कह रहे थे आप?
मैं कोई बात करना चाहते हैं जो आपने कुछ सुना है उसके बारे में.
जी मोहतरम, आपसे कुछ दावत दीन के हवाले से बात करना चाहता हूँ. अगर आपकी इजाज़त हो तो आपसे बात कर लेता हूँ.
नहीं, मैं असली पता क्या है, ये जो प्रोग्राम है ये एक स्पोर्ट्स का प्रोग्राम है. आप जब कोई दीन के प्रोग्राम होंगे उस वक्त आप फ़ोन करना प्लीज़.
सुन तो लें, मैं कुछ दावत दीन आप तक पहुँचाना चाहता हूँ.
Okay, I'm sorry about that, guys. I've just the caller involved. Apologies there. I think personally on the wrong show. But yeah, just coming back to the Azim Rafiq situation. You mentioned some valid points earlier on, Tariq. He actually he got a lot. He's had the opportunities, hasn't he? I mean, you and I personally know. We don't have to mention any names of cricketers, young cricketers who had amazing ability but were never given the opportunity. Right? I mean, he's basically played. Did you say England under 15?
Yeah, under 15s, under 17s, under 19s. He's
Yeah.
played first class cricket for Yorkshire.
I mean, there's lads that we know that probably were on par with him with ability, but never even got a look in. Now, the thing is we're talking about a South Asian here, because I'm going to make it a bit more broader now, because we've been talking about a Muslim Pakistani cricketer, but if you generally look at South Asians and the Afro-Caribbeans, the black community, the South Asian community in the UK, and you look at first class cricket, Tariq, going away from Azim Rafiq just for a little, you don't see much involvement, do you? I mean, is it because they're not good enough, or is it because they're not getting the chances, Tariq? I mean, what are your
No, I
thoughts?
mean, one thing that this Azim Rafiq has highlighted the amount of difficulties people have to get anywhere near first class cricket. Okay, we always knew that it's not easy, and to be fair, to be a first class cricketer is not that easy. If it's that easy, we'd all be first class cricketers. I mean, my personal take on it is until we get stronger individuals. So what I mean by that, until we get more Asian cricket clubs, and I don't mean somebody who's playing at a local council pitch, an actual established cricket club, more Asian taking administrative roles,
Yeah.
more people getting involved with being chairpersons, being treasurers, taking roles that are actually going to take clubs forward.
Yeah, but Tariq, can I just stop you there? People do want to get involved in those roles, but they're closed. And then when you try going for those roles with certain clubs, the main people, the funders, who are from the Caucasian community, leave the club,
But that's not always true.
isn't it?
From the outside in, it might look like it's a closed shop. However, until you go in there and prove your worth, how is someone going to offer you anything?
Yeah, but can we talk about your experience that you're at a club where there's a lot of South Asians and maybe even black players. I don't remember many black players, but a lot of South Asians who've gone there and they've left and they've cried out certain things about the club, right? But how long have you been at that club now?
I mean, I've been at Wolverhampton 17, 18 years. I'm not going to say it's not been a difficult place, but certainly there's no issues there that can't be resolved. People leave for various reasons. It's not always the colour of your skin. You could have two good English players, and if they're both fighting for the same spot in the first team, and one's not getting a look in and he leaves, it doesn't make the other person racist, does it? At the end of the day, it's all about challenges and how much you want to put in to be challenged, to fight for that space. Yes, people leave for various reasons, but you're touching on how many Asians play. There's probably 67% of players at Wolverhampton, including the youth, are Asians or from South Asia at the moment. But representative on any of the administration roles is probably just one.
That's you, innit?
Just myself.
Yeah, but let me just sort of take it from there. Out of the Asians, how many of them are actually involved with local county cricket, whether it's age group or whether it's professional?
I mean, we're a very successful club. We feed a lot of players to Worcestershire, which is obviously a county. Our youth setup is probably if not one of the better ones in the area.
I'd agree with that.
So we do produce a lot of players, but for us to produce players, we have to go through a lot of players. We can't be static and just having 20, 30, 40 players. We need to look at more and more and more, and you've got to understand if people don't improve, then they're not going to get regular cricket. They're going to have to move on and play at other clubs, because we want to keep our standard high. We want to keep the better players keep coming to the club. That's why we can compete at a better level.
Yeah, I think what it is with regard, just going back to your club again. How you must have been, there must have been situations where you thought, that's inappropriate, and how did you deal with that? You know what I'm trying to get at here, right?
Look, let's not blame anybody for anything. At the end of the day, everyone wants to do anything for the right reason. Yeah. Occasionally, people feel hard done by for whatever reason, whether that's because of their height, size, race, colour, for whatever reason is, and all of a sudden they feel that they're not part of it anymore, they don't fit in. My personal take is, if you don't want to be part of it and you're looking for an excuse for a way out, you'll find any excuse. So whether that's your height, colour, hair, whatever it is, you'll find a reason to move on. Some of the better players over the years that have been Asian, they have left, but they just didn't feel they was getting the regular opportunity, but they didn't want to stay and fight for that place. They just wanted to go elsewhere and have an opportunity sooner. Like I said, if you want to be playing at a better level, you're going to be challenged more, so it's going to be harder to succeed. Other clubs around the area or around the Birmingham League are not in that position, so they welcome players a little bit early who can guarantee more first-team cricket. So it's different for everybody. It's different for everybody. If situations arrive at the club, and I'm not saying they haven't, You know, I am quite approachable, and I'm always around the club, to be fair, and we do try nip it at the bud as soon as something arises, and the situations do arise, but they arise over various things, not just race, colour, age, you know, selection. A lot of things happen.
Apart from Wolverhampton Cricket Club, right? I don't want to just say that because you're there, right? How long have you been on the committee now?
12 years, 13 years.
12 years. That's pretty. Has anybody from the South Asian community or the ethnic minority come forward to say, look, we'd like to be involved, you know, with the committee?
So every year before the IAGM, we put out a plea that we need more people, you know, to come and do a role.
Yeah.
I mean, we've had a lady join us this year. Hopefully she'll do a good job. But generally, it's just being able to do people for others, because it's not a paid role, it's a voluntary role. You know, you've got to give up a lot of time. There's a meeting at least every month. You know, sometimes it's out of meeting stuff you've got to sort out. You know, people come to you with all your problems. So, you know, you've got to be somebody who wants to be responsible, you know, who's got to be open and honest and be fair. And, you know, some people don't want all the hassle. You know, they just want to come, play the cricket and go home.
Yeah, I mean, I've helped out at Forward Houses Cricket Club, but going in the committee, that's not something I want to do.
Yeah, which is fair enough, and it's not for everybody, to be fair.
I'm more interested on the coaching side of things, and you do the coaching as well, don't you?
Yeah, I'm quite heavily involved in coaching as well. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so.
With coming back to Azim Rafiq, because that's what we were initially talking about. What do you think? Do you think that this, the findings from this report or whatever you call it, it's going to improve things for ethnic cricketers in the country with regards to getting into the professional game? Sorry,
I'm just taking a message. Will you say that again? Sorry.
Yeah, I was just going to say, you know, the Azim Rafiq situation now.
Yeah.
What do you think? Do you think it's going to improve opportunities for our communities,
initially
the ethnic communities?
Initially, when all this happened, my gut feeling was he's made it difficult. And what I mean by that, not all clubs are inner city area clubs. There's a lot of clubs in the league, across all leagues, you know, up and down the country that are out in the sticks. You know, it's villages. There's hardly any Asians living in them villages, so they only see him on a Saturday on a game. You know, you could hear statements such as, you know, we give them everything, we give them a chance to play, and then they repay us like this. They want to sue us, or they're not happy, or whatever it is. So initially, I thought it was going to be a bit more difficult. However, now we've come out the other end. The ECB have been very vocal. They've put a lot of stuff in place. Staffordshire Cricket have put a lot of stuff in place. I think we've turned the corner. I'm not sure if he'll get any easier, because he's always been difficult. That's because it's not just about talent, it's what else you bring to the table. Yeah. I don't think that will change. I think that needs to change within ourselves. And that's something that, as a community, as Asians, that we've got to pick up.
Tariq, just stopping you there. If anybody wants a call, the studio number is 01902 972 150, or you can text us on WhatsApp, which is 07 440 420 432. We've got about 30 seconds to go. I'll read those numbers out again, and then we're going to have a little break, and then we've got the wonderful Tariq for another 15 minutes, and then he'll be shooting off. The numbers again, 01902 972 150, and the mobile WhatsApp number is 07 440 420 432. We'll see you in about, I think it's normally about 5 or 10 minutes, but see you in a bit. Take care. Bye.
Are you replacing windows in your home? Here at AK Windows, with over 30 years experience manufacturing and installation, we can provide you with premium and affordable UPVC, aluminium windows and doors, roof lanterns, composite and bifolding doors. We offer a free quotation on all work with our selected range of windows in grey, white and much more. We can also repair window and door locks with glass repairs too. We also supply to the trade. Call today for a free quote on 01902 421 500. AK Windows.
Are you looking for a new challenge? A chance to be your own boss? Becoming a driving instructor is a lot easier than you think. Bespoke training is provided and franchise opportunities with guaranteed results. Or are you looking to get a full driving license? Well, look no further. For a complete package from translated theory classes to driving ability, securing your freedom to the future. Contact us today by calling Ashes Driving School on 07402 362 717. Wolverhampton and surrounding areas. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Learn by taking the right turn.
Mubi Bass Electronics, specialist in car audio and home entertainment. Suppliers of leading brands, Samsung, Sony, and Panasonic. We supply and fit all car audio systems, top brands, Kenwood, Bose, and we're an authorized supplier of Vibe product. Visit our store online at mubibass.co.uk and order today for next day delivery. Mubi Bass Electronics are proud sponsors of Wolverhampton Wanderers FC. Call us today for a free quote on 01902 754 546 and quote Ramadan 20 for 10% off. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook at Mubi Bass Electronics, specialist in car audio and home entertainment.
Little Dessert Shop, UK's leading dessert franchise, continues to deliver happiness in Wolverhampton. Order from Just Eat, Uber Eats and Deliveroo. Visit us at littledessertshop.co.uk and contact your nearest branch. From all at Little Dessert Shop, we wish you a blessed Ramadan and a happy Eid.
Ready for a new career? Ready to be an engineer? Get ready, get set, get training. Become a qualified domestic gas or electrical engineer with the potential to earn up to 45k by enrolling onto one of our bespoke, accredited, industry-recognised training courses at our purpose-built training centre in Wolverhampton. For more information, visit our website gettraining.com or contact us on 01902 583 941.
It's mega deal time right now at Salsa Grill. Any size pizza, a buy one, get one free, with free medium fries. Any curries with 4 roti, just $6.99. Any single burger meal, just $3.50. Masala fish with fries or a naan, only $4.50. It's all here and much more at Salsa Grill, 27 Broad Street, Wolverhampton. Order on Wolverhampton 312 314 or online through Just Eat, Uber Eats or by searching Salsa Grill Wolverhampton.
Mina Bazaar, one of the UK's biggest collections of Asian bridal wear and fashion. Established for over 25 years, we're now showcasing and taking orders for our brand new catalogue. We have Mina Bazaar's men's bridal wear. We'll be stocking the very best in groom sherwani, fashion kurta and waistcoats. Book an appointment today and get 15% off during Ramadan at Mina Bazaar, 184 Ladypool Road, Birmingham, B12 8JS by calling us on 07970 265 956. Spice up your iftar with traditional spices and flavours from Indus. We go to great lengths to source only the best in Far Eastern flavours, with a wide range of spices, pulses, lentils and essentials for your kitchen cupboards. From our hot chili powder to our range of beans and pulses. Find our range in leading local supermarkets and retailers. Indus, the world's finest foods. Your tyres are essential for safe driving. They're the only link between your vehicle and the road. At Premier Tyres, we proudly stock leading tyre brands such as Goodyear, Michelin, Pirelli and more. We're also your go-to garage for MOTs, servicing, exhausts and all your mechanical needs. With the most affordable prices in town, unmatched quality, knowledgeable and fully qualified mechanics, we will look after your car no matter the make or model. Premier Tyres, Crown Street, WV1 1PX. Call 01902 455 684 or visit premiertyreservices.com.
Every Ramadan, many around the world remain hopeful of your zakat and sadaqah, to see them through their toughest days. That's why your charity not only improves lives, but saves lives. Give hope to millions around the world from your hands, through Muslim hands. Hope is never lost when we place our trust in Allah. Hold on to hope and help save lives. Visit muslimhands.org.uk today.
This is Ramadan Radio, your local voice, your local Muslim radio. Go to RamadanRadioWolves.com and donate to your local mosque.
alaikum, viewers. Tariq and myself are back. We had to go off because there's usually some advertisements going on.
Bills have got to be paid, fella. Bills have got to be paid.
Bills have got to be paid. They have. Tariq, I did rudely interrupt you, and I do apologise. Do you want to finish off with what you were saying? You were talking about something, and then I cut you off, didn't I?
Oh, I can't remember, mate.
I'll tell you, this is what happens when you got a couple of 50-year-olds on, right? Dementia's already setting in. Tariq,
we was talking about how things are going to improve, didn't we?
Yeah. Let's get some positive messages out there as well.
Yeah. So, what we need to do, especially as an Asian community, we need to get more people who are going to take more demanding, more responsibility roles. We need to create cricket clubs where we're solely cricket clubs and we're not just a local side hiding in a council ground to play cricket. You know, we need to be more established. Once we're more established, we'll be involved in more stuff. Once we're involved in more stuff, that'll open more opportunities for us because people will see more of us saying, well, hang on, these guys are okay. They can do these roles. You know, they are good enough to be first-class cricketers. At the moment, it's just very far and few between. I mean, look at Birmingham, Moeen Ali and his clan. They've absolutely got it bang on because of him. There's so many more people that are knocking on the door of first-class cricket all the while in Birmingham, but we just don't have that in Wolverhampton.
Yeah, I don't want to steal their thunder at the moment because I'm hoping to get one of those family members on the show. I've been speaking to them, and hopefully we'll get them on and we can talk a little bit more about what they're doing. But you're right, yeah. I mean, they're doing a wonderful job out in Birmingham.
Yeah.
We're still not seeing the amount of talent that is in the community. We're still not seeing the number of first-class players.
We're not, but it's not down to not being looked at. I think the pathways are good, right up from county age group to playing. To try and get a trial these days, it's not that difficult to get a trial if you're good enough. However, are we good enough?
I think we are. I think that you're not gonna like me saying this, but Staffordshire county cricket, my youngest and my eldest, they played there, right? But I think what it is there are opportunities. They do give opportunities, but I also feel, and it's a request from me out there to counties, is that if you're gonna select sides, make sure that you select side not based on who they're going to get coached by, whether that's boy or girl, but basically on ability. And sometimes I'm finding with some of the counties, right? I'm not just having a dig at Staffordshire, but I'm just talking about a number of counties up and down the country where, when youngsters are going, if they've already been coached by that coach, there's a chance of them getting through, and the one with the ability isn't getting through.
Yeah, I mean, it's unfortunate you've had that experience or your son's had that experience, but obviously, there is a lot of good coaches, so for every bad coach, well, not that is there a bad coach, you'll have hundreds up and down the country are doing the right thing, and do want the right thing to happen. So I still think it's not a closed shop, it is there, and if you've got the talent and you're willing to push and you're willing to put the time and effort in, and that's the key, you see. I mean, take example, I run a couple of MCC hubs on the weekends, and if the parents are expecting by them coming to 10 weeks or 20 weeks to my hub that overnight they're going to become first-class cricketers, it's not that easy.
It's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen. So we can guide them. We can, polish their talent. We can get them in the right direction, put them into the right area, send them in the right direction. But they do need to be out there every other day. They do need to work on their fitness. They do need to work on their diet. They do need to work on their skills. They need to work on their resilience, their mental ability, their mental agility. All of this, you need more than just being able to bat and bowl to become a professional cricketer, or even to play any decent standard.
And I think what it is, by the way, when I was talking about staffs, it wasn't just my lads I was talking about. I was just talking about generally, there's been a lot of people who say things, but, it always boils down to, they've been coached by so-and-so and this is what's happened. I've seen it happen. People have been favoured over better players, but, if you're saying things are improving, I'm not involved in the staff setup now.
No, things are definitely improving, and if you feel uncomfortable or you feel that someone's been hard done by, there is processes in place, where you can put that information in and somebody will follow it up. You know, and staffs are very good like that. There's whistleblowers line. You could call any of them. Pick a name out the website, keep anybody in there. You could write into a complaint, and everything that comes in is investigated and looked at. We don't always have the answers because at the end of the day, you think of the amount of kids that come through the system, you know, and somebody's always going to be disappointed. You know, if you're taking a squad of 15 or 16 and there's 40 players, I mean, the trials I had, we had 90 players and we could only keep 16 in each group. So some people are going to be disappointed, and even me, I'm put my hand up, say I can't always get it right. You know, you go with your gut feeling, you go with what you see at the time, and that's it really. You're not going to always get it right.
Yeah, I think you know. Do you think you know? You mentioned about local clubs and not playing on local grounds and things like. How can we get away from that kind of stigma? What do we need to do?
It comes down to again administration, isn't it?
Yeah.
If nobody's willing to take charge of a ground, it's like running a small business, isn't it? Because you're going to have bills to pay, you know, you're going to have sponsors to deal with. You know, you're going to have people coming in and out of the club. You're going to have to deal with membership. You know, you're going to have a structure in place. If you're not prepared to do that, then we're never going to end up having clubs, and that's the thing. Until we're prepared to put that time and effort in, we're never going to have enough Asian clubs around to be knocking on the door enough to say, hang on, we're an integral part of this setup here, and we deserve every right to play any higher than anybody else.
Yeah. Do you want to add some positive messages before we move on?
The good news is there's plenty of opportunities for everyone still there. The county setups are still there. You know, the county age groups, the satellite groups, you know, your local club. We've got all-stars. So if you're coming into the game fresh, you just contact your local club. There's all-stars for 5 to 8-year-olds, 8 to 15-year-olds. There's dominoes. So there's always dynamos. Did I say dominoes?
Dominoes.
Dynamos cricket. So there is plenty of opportunities there to get kids started. Once you're up and going, then obviously you get different challenges as you go further down, and then you know you just have to deal with it and see how you react as you go further in and higher up the chain you go.
Yeah, I suppose you're right. Any other? Can you plug ways and what you're doing there? What age groups and?
So the way's been going for, this is our 7th year now. So Thursday group, mashallah, is very busy. We have nearly 30 kids now. On average, we have 24 plus
What
turn
time?
up every week. So this is from 5:30, 5:45 till 7:30, 7:45. It depends because people are not always on time, so you can't get into game situations to get started. So it's 2 hours on a Thursday, and then we have an older group from 15 onwards on a Friday. But the good thing is a lot of the youth engagement we have is going back into the community.
I didn't realise. Why have they got cricket facilities there?
So we do have cricket facilities there, yes.
Oh, I didn't realise.
Yeah.
You need to invite me down, mate.
Very welcome to come one of the days, mate.
Yeah,
No problem
carry
at
on.
all.
Anywhere else?
So a lot of this youth engagement we have in there, so it's not just about the cricket. So I have Nadim, who's another coach with me. So we have people come in, police officers talking about drugs, knife crime. We have teachers come in talking about schools and subjects to do. We have mentors come in, have professional cricketers come in. So it's not just about learning cricket, just giving them life skills.
Yeah.
Chance to Shine have equipped us with a lot of stuff that we can use as life skills. We use that, and a lot of these guys now we have in the youth, especially the older groups, they're involved in my local mosque, they're involved in the community, they're always willing to help. So we're going in the right direction, and the good news is that with these 24, 30 kids we've got behind them, in a year or two they'll be stepping up into the older group, and these will be good people that can go into the community and take on challenges in local mosques and other community places. So it's not just about being a good cricketer, it's about being a good person, isn't it?
Yeah, I think you're right. Because the book doesn't always end with cricket. Because even professional cricketers, the average lifespan of a professional cricketer is about 5 years. Yeah. So I mean,
as if you stay injury free.
Yeah, that's you stay injury free. So I mean, some will play for 12 months and some will play for 15 years. So the average is about 5 years. What do you do after that 5 years?
Exactly.
You've got to have other skills, haven't you? Right. So I'm quite happy. To hear that you're doing that. I mean, I didn't realise, I mean, I've known you for so many years, and up until today, we've had this discussion of what kind of stuff you're doing there.
Yeah.
Is there a phone number that the people
they just Google the way. They can contact them, and they'll have my details if they want to welcome it. My number's all over the website. Anybody can contact me. Just go into Wolverhampton Cricket Club, Staffordshire Cricket, just Google it and my name number will be there. So you can take the number off.
I'm
there.
being a bit silly. The way, is it Theway?
Yeah.
Simple as that.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, excellent. So, I'm conscious of time. We've still got 5 minutes, Tariq. Don't worry. You don't have to shoot off. While you were chatting, you mentioned that playing professional sport like cricket, it's not always about having the technical skills, right? There's also other skills that are involved, and you mentioned diet and you mentioned training as well. Now, I wanted to touch on that because my eldest is always saying to me, "Oh, the little one, you got to watch his diet and that kind of thing." Yeah, and I think, do you think that's something that as parents?
Oh, it's massively an issue for us. We haven't had any in the last couple of years, but I run a city cup trial, so it's a pathway to get into a county. So we start off with 8 cities national, and it goes down to.
Are you still doing that?
No, because of coronavirus and the pandemic, it's been on hold for a couple of years. I don't know if it'll start up again, but if it does, that would be wonderful. It's an opportunity for somebody. And the bottom line is we get to choose 2 people from each city to be represented at Lords. So they train for 3 days down there with the MCC squads. And, this thing consists of bleep tests, fitness tests, skill sets. And you'd be surprised, I've said this many times before, day 1 we'll do the fitness stuff, and the Asians are the bottom half. Day 2 and 3, when we're doing the skill sets, we're in the top half. But without having the fitness, it's no good. The skill sets are no good because you're no good to somebody if you're not fit enough in a game.
Yeah, I think you've got a point there, but there's also certain aspects of our anatomy for South Asians, like our lungs specifically, that don't allow us to be as fit as our Caucasian friends and our
I think
friends.
we can.
We can get to a certain level, but
it's not simple as that. I think it's food. I think we're still very fond of pizzas and burgers and fried food and cheeses. And
well, I can see you haven't been, have you, Teddy?
All these are a big no-no if you want to be a professional. Yes, when you're a little bit younger, you absorb it a little bit better. But as you get older and it gets a bit harder, you want to push to the next level, then it's a couple of percent here, a couple of percent there, fizzy drinks, anything that's going to make you a little bit better. I mean, how many people do you think actually go running? Even if they're not playing sport, go running to keep fit.
Tariq, you've got 10 seconds. Do you want to say anything in the last 10 seconds before we go?
Always wonderful. Looking forward to being here next week if you still need me, mate, and we can chat about something different. Unfortunately, I've got to go. I do apologise.
No problem. Guys, we're going back to a break again. I didn't realise it happened so quickly. See you soon.
Are you replacing windows in your home? Here at AK Windows, with over 30 years experience manufacturing and installation, we can provide you with premium and affordable UPVC, aluminium windows and doors, roof lanterns, composite and bifolding doors. We offer a free quotation on all work with our selected range of windows in grey, white and much more. We can also repair window and door locks with glass repairs too. We also supply to the trade. Call today for a free quote on 01902 421 500. AK Windows.
Are you looking for a new challenge? A chance to be your own boss? Becoming a driving instructor is a lot easier than you think. Bespoke training is provided and franchise opportunities with guaranteed results. Or are you looking to get a full driving license? Well, look no further. For a complete package from translated theory classes to driving ability, securing your freedom to the future. Contact us today by calling Ashes Driving School on 07402 362 717. Wolverhampton and surrounding areas. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Learn by taking the right turn.
Mubi Bass Electronics, specialist in car audio and home entertainment. Suppliers of leading brands, Samsung, Sony, and Panasonic. We supply and fit all car audio systems, top brands, Kenwood, Bose, and we're an authorized supplier of Vibe product. Visit our store online at mubibass.co.uk and order today for next day delivery. Mubi Bass Electronics are proud sponsors of Wolverhampton Wanderers FC. Call us today for a free quote on 01902 754 546 and quote Ramadan 20 for 10% off. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook at Mubi Bass Electronics, specialist in car audio and home entertainment.
Little Dessert Shop, UK's leading dessert franchise, continues to deliver happiness in Wolverhampton. Order from Just Eat, Uber Eats and Deliveroo. Visit us at littledessertshop.co.uk and contact your nearest branch. From all at Little Dessert Shop, we wish you a blessed Ramadan and a happy Eid.
Ready for a new career? Ready to be an engineer? Get ready, get set, get training. Become a qualified domestic gas or electrical engineer with the potential to earn up to 45k by enrolling onto one of our bespoke, accredited, industry recognised training courses at our purpose-built training centre in Wolverhampton. For more information, visit our website gettraining.com or contact us on 01902 583 941.
It's mega deal time right now at Salsa Grill. Any size pizza, a buy one, get one free, with free medium fries. Any curries with 4 roti, just $6.99. Any single burger meal, just $3.50. Masala fish with fries or a naan, only $4.50. It's all here and much more at Salsa Grill, 27 Broad Street, Wolverhampton. Order on Wolverhampton 312-314 or online through Just Eat, Uber Eats or by searching Salsa Grill Wolverhampton.
Mina Bazaar, one of the UK's biggest collections of Asian bridal wear and fashion. Established for over 25 years, we're now showcasing and taking orders for our brand new catalogue. We have Mina Bazaar's men's bridal wear. We'll be stocking the very best in groom sherwani, fashion kurta and waistcoats. Book an appointment today and get 15% off during Ramadan at Mina Bazaar, 184 Ladypool Road, Birmingham, B12 8JS by calling us on 07970 265 956. Spice up your iftar with traditional spices and flavours from Indus. We go to great lengths to source only the best in Far Eastern flavours, with a wide range of spices, pulses, lentils and essentials for your kitchen cupboards. From our hot chili powder to our range of beans and pulses. Find our range in leading local supermarkets and retailers. Indus, the world's finest foods. Your tyres are essential for safe driving. They're the only link between your vehicle and the road. At Premier Tyres, we proudly stock leading tyre brands such as Goodyear, Michelin, Pirelli and more. We're also your go-to garage for MOTs, servicing, exhausts and all your mechanical needs. With the most affordable prices in town, unmatched quality, knowledgeable and fully qualified mechanics, we will look after your car no matter the make or model. Premier Tyres, Crown Street, WV1 1PX. Call 01902 455 684 or visit premiertyreservices.com.
Every Ramadan, many around the world remain hopeful of your zakat and sadaqah, to see them through their toughest days. That's why your charity not only improves lives, but saves lives. Give hope to millions around the world from your hands, through Muslim hands. Hope is never lost when we place our trust in Allah. Hold on to hope and help save lives. Visit muslimhands.org.uk today.
This is Ramadan Radio, your local voice, your local Muslim radio. Go to RamadanRadioWolves.com and donate to your local mosque.
what was highlighted recently. I'm really sorry. I think my speaker was off. Apologies. This is Zahid Shah back on Drive Time. I just wanted to say that Tariq Ali had to leave. He's had to go off to another meeting. I just wanted to make people aware that he'll be back in a couple of weeks, and he's got he's got a few projects that he's doing, and maybe get people involved from the community. Now, what I wanted to do was I just wanted to sort of touch on something that Tariq spoke about earlier on, which was about our community and fitness. Now, what I want to do is I don't want to just talk about fitness, but I want to also talk about education, health, and how these all link in with fitness, and then more importantly, how they link into your child, or a family member playing professional sport in this country. Now, with some of the listeners who are probably listening in, probably aware that I myself did play professional cricket for a few years, and I'll tell you something now. I think back then the diets were a lot better. I think food generally was a lot better and a lot healthier than what things are now. There's a lot of stuff going on now with numbers and things. But I remember back then when I was playing and training, and before I did become a professional, the amount of time I spent in the gym, not just in a gym where you're picking up weights and running, but also going into the boxing gym and training as a fighter, and also getting myself fit. Not that I was going to be a professional boxer, but more importantly, doing it so that I could be a better cricketer. So it probably doesn't link. And then also at the same time being really vigilant on what I was eating as well, sort of thing, and making sure that I wasn't eating fatty foods, or back then there wasn't so many processed foods than there is now, but things like pizzas and things like that, eating fried food, but staying away from stuff like that. Now, what I have noticed is that as a cricket coach, and I'm a qualified cricket coach, I've got my level 2 with the English Cricket Board, and I've had all my checks, and I'm out there and I work, and I realise that when I coach South Asian cricketers, I think Tariq's right. What you find is that they tend to be a bit on the plumper side. They're brilliant, with the technical skills like batting, bowling, and catching. But you ask them to, run. Forget running around a pitch. I mean, running just between the wickets, and they start complaining and start moaning, and a lot of it's down to the fact that they just want an easy and cushy life. And I suppose a lot of that boils down to diet. And then you talk to them and you give them a plan to say, look, I want you to go away and I want you to watch your diet. And their parents will come back and say, well, he's not listening, or she's not listening, But realistically, a message out there to the parents is that, if you want your children to play professional sport, and most likely within the South Asian community, and most of the people listening to this radio show probably will be from the South Asian communities, is that, support your children, but, make sure that you support them not just by taking them down to the cricket ground or the football ground or wherever, but, even at home, make sure that they're aware that diet is important. Stop those snacks, but more importantly, not just stopping snacks, maybe have a cheat day. One of my friends, Dave Lal, who I speak to on a regular basis, we've been friends since we were young lads. I mean, I ring him and he'll say he's been to the gym, and he goes to the gym every day. But then on a Saturday, it's his cheat day where, he has a few chocolates and a few sweets, sort of thing. So that's his way of, look, I'm going to work hard for 6 days and I'll have a little bit of a cheat. But I noticed that with some of the other youngsters that I coach, I think they have a cheat day every day, sort of thing. So, these things actually do build up. So please be vigilant, about when you're actually working with your children and you're trying to get them into professional sport. It's not all about just having the technical skill. Oh, my son's done this or whatever. There's more important things. You've got to get your education right on that. 1 minute. I'm just having a text. Reading a text from a sister. Okay, so there's a sister here who's just WhatsApping, and she said, "Look, my son, he's a young cricketer, and you know, what kind of nutritional advice would you give?" Well, actually, what I will do is I will firmly put my hands up and say, "Look, I'm not a nutritional expert, right? So I can't do that." So it's a good question. What I can do is I've got 3 weeks on this. I can actually get I can get an expert in, and get the expert in, and then we can answer those kind of questions. How many times a day should you be eating? Because if you look at the UK, what we tend to do is we religiously eat 3 times a day. We eat a breakfast, obviously not at the moment because it's Ramadan, but it's breakfast, you have a lunch, and then you have an evening meal. But if you go to some of the poorer countries, they'll be lucky to have a meal in a day. So yeah, I'm not an expert. What we can do is bring somebody in, and maybe they can give us some advice on how we can go about that. So I'm really sorry I can't answer that question, but we will try to do that. The other sort of hat that I wear is that I'm a maths teacher as well. A qualified maths teacher. Something that I did over the last few years, and what I found is that as a teacher in a school nowadays, it's been, well, I found it very challenging, right? I mean, I started my PGCE about 3 or 4 years ago. I completed that, and then I did my NQT last year. So I'd like to sort of plug a couple of brothers who really supported me through the journey. Mansoor Hussain and Ahmed Hussain, they're brothers who attend the UK Islamic Mission. They're very supportive of me through my PGC, and also Mr. Hadi Hussaini, who was also one of my mentors. But yeah, I was just plugging those guys because they really supported me through to my training over the last few years. And recently, I've been working in schools. I did a little stint, but I will have to say this, that it was quite challenging. So what I'm currently doing at the moment is I'm working. I've come out of schools for a little while, but my kind of advice to parents out there was that when you, especially with the South Asian community, when you actually send your children to school, and we're talking about education, because earlier on we were talking about health education, right? So just kind of moving on from health education to actual education in a school environment. I've noticed that the last school I worked at, there was a class full of South Asian lads, and I asked them, I said, parents' evening, are you going to get somebody coming in? Because out of everybody, the South Asian lads were the ones who, and can I be a bit more specific, as Pakistani boys, none of the parents, even bothered to even sign up to come in to talk to the teachers. So I was like a bit taken back with that. I said, parents coming in, they're busy, right? So eventually when it came down to parents' evening, nobody turned up. None of the Pakistani parents even bothered to even turn up. But then when you talk to them, they were saying, yeah, well, I want my son to be a doctor and I want my son to be a dentist. And I'm thinking, well, how's that possible when you don't even take any interest in their education. So a little bit of a message out there to my brothers and sisters out there. You know, what I might be saying, you know, it might not suit well with some people, but what I will say is that, you know, please, you know, take a massive interest in, you know, in your children's education, and, you know, when they have parents' evening at schools, get involved, you know, because when you talk about education, we're not always going to be talking about, you know, oh, just maths and English. There's other subjects in school, you know, that your children will take, and those include your sciences, and, you know, your subjects like your humanities. You got geography and history, and then you've got the arts as well. There's a lot of subjects that children are involved in. It's not just always about maths and English. You know, there's sciences as well. So realistically, what I'm trying to say is please be involved, and this is why, you know, we do lack, and I think this is what Tariq was trying to touch on. Is this is where we actually lack when it comes to most things. It's not just sport. It's also plans as well. Now, how many 15, 16-year-old, you know, South Asians, especially from the Pakistani community, who actually know what they're going to be doing, you know, after they finish school? You find out about 80% of our community, the kids don't even, they're not aware, you know, what they're going to do. 20%, yeah, and those 20%, normally their parents are professionals, so they put an emphasis on the children's education and things. So look, you know, I was just talking mainly. We started off talking about sports, and then basically what happened is we've ended up with education and health education. So these are topics that over the next few weeks that we'll be touching base on. I'm hoping that, you know, I've got a few guests coming in. I think over the next few weeks we've got. I'm hoping to get Munir Ali in, who's the father of Moin Ali, and and I've got communications with Kabir Ali as well, who's actually Moin's cousin. So I'm hoping that I can get him on board, and I'm hoping to get Dave Perrin, a friend of mine. And over the next, say, few weeks, I've also got Jem Stack, who is a cricket person, but also a local teacher, who'll also be getting involved. So what I was going to say was that it's been nice doing the show today, and I'm hoping that you know, in the next few weeks, we have a few more guests and a bit more content. So hopefully, inshallah, good luck, and I'll see you next Monday. Assalamu alaikum.